Lisa, can I ask you to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. All right, so we will try and keep this as efficient as possible today, so we'll just get right down to business. We have the next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the August 19, 2025 meeting. Do you have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Right. Seconded by, I guess, Norm. Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, perfect. Minutes are approved. The next item on the agenda, we have public comments. I don't think we have anyone to sign up for public comments, right?
No.
Okay, perfect. So we can move on from that. Next, we have the local labor monitoring report for August. Unfortunately, Kevin is not here, but we have his brother, Colin. Colin, would you like to step forward and give us the monitoring report, please, and the exemptions report as well?
All right, so this report covers our site visits between October 1st, 2025 and August 1st and August 31st, 2025. During this period, Loki Grill made 56 site visits. During this period, we made one follow-up visit. We checked the residence of 1,752 workers. Of these workers, 2 were non-compliant. Those 2 were out of area at the Fairlife project on August 12th, 25, from Bolter International out of the area. Waivers were submitted for the workers, after which was approved. There were 0 new COMIDA signs submitted. Any questions on that?
No, thank you.
What's the percentage of that? So, 2 out of 17.
So 1,750 divided by 1,752.
So what's the percentage?
99.
99999.
I was wrong.
Wow.
That's all good. Moving on to the waivers here. So the following verified local labor exemption requests were processed in August of 2025. The first one is for Fairlife LLC, for Bolter International, local 1163, on account of lack of local labor. Millwrights Local 1163 on behalf of Bolter International is asking for an exemption for 2 millwrights on the Fairlife LLC project. Millwrights Local 1163 has provided a letter for each worker, both Oswego County, stating their experience and skill level as necessary for the project. Good. Okay, moving on to the next one, another Fairlife for Shadler Industries. This is a price point one. So Shadler Industries LLC, located in Kutztown, Pennsylvania, will be fabricating and installing utility process piping at Fairlife LLC project, located at 1900 Tedrow Road in Webster. Fairlife posted the scope of work on Robex on June 26, 2025 to attempt to obtain local contractors to perform the work. 2 local contractors and 2 non-local contractors provided quotes. Shadler Industrial provided the best price for the scope of work. It should be noted that Shadler is already working on the project in a different capacity and has awareness and familiarity with the project. Any questions on that one? Fantastic. Okay, third one for Fairlife. For Local 5, Frank Lill and Sons, on account of the lack of local labor. Boilermakers Local 5, on behalf of Frank Lill and Sons Inc., is asking for an exemption for 1 welder on the Fairlife LLC project. Local 5 has provided a letter for this worker from Local 5 Zone 175 in Fort Drum, New York, stating their experience and skill level as necessary for the project. Questions? Okay, and then the last one here for George W. Long Inc. For USA Inc. as a specialty warranty one. USA Inc., located in Downers Grove, Illinois, will be installing the new water slide at the George W. Long Inc. project, Seabreeze Amusement Park, located at 4600 Culver Road in Rochester. The manufacturer of this water slide, ProSlide Technology Inc., based in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, provides a warranty for their equipment as long as it is installed by certified vendors. They utilize 4 different contractors for their equipment installation, none of which are within the COMIDA-defined local area or in New York State. USA Inc. is asking for an exemption for 7 total workers, and those workers will be working with other local contractors getting the water slides ready for the 2026 season. Any questions on that?
Awesome. Good job. Okay, moving on, now we have project applications. The first project that we have is IT.
Oh, wait, no.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, Greg. I completely skipped over you because, you know, you're just not important. No, I'm playing.
I'll be brief then.
No, please. So the financial report for August, Greg, please.
Sure, thanks, Chairman. Numbers through August, relatively quiet month. You can see our cash and our cash balance is really the reduction from year end is really due to reallocating some of our excess capital into our treasuries and our investments. The grant funding is related to that, the FAST grant related to the RG&E project. Again, I would anticipate us replenishing that balance here in the next 30 to 60 days. Again, just for, that's really just a pass through, and again, there's a corresponding liability for the same amount. No net effect to our, what I would say, our revenue and expenses hit, for that project. All of our other, I would say, liabilities and assets are to budget and expectation. If we get down to the revenue and expenses, really a couple things to really hit on here as we're getting into the last 4 months of the year, as we've talked about. This is really where the rubber meets the road with respect to fee income. We normally bring in 70 to 80% of our fee income in the last 4 months. Again, I don't anticipate that really happening from what's in the pipeline currently, right? We're about 30% to our budgeted revenue through August. Our budgeted revenue for the year, which has been typical for the last 5 years, has been about $2 million, and we have exceeded that over the last few years again, right? So when you have those years of exceeding expectations by quite a bit, you're gonna have years that we may not meet that number. I would say this is, unless something drastically happens, I would say we're probably gonna fall short of that goal. Certainly more to come on that. That being said, our revenue, our expenses, again, I do think that our other big expense line is our workforce development program. Again, we have budgeted about $2.8 million of that. We're at about 1.3 through August. Again, we do anticipate some expenses coming through over the next 4 months. I don't believe that we're gonna hit that $2.8 million of expenses this year. We'll probably fall short of that about $800,000 or so. So if we miss our revenue goal by maybe we'll miss it by $1 million, right? We may miss our expenses by $800,000. That net effect, let's call it a couple $100,000. That's where I kind of see this shaking out. We're not gonna have the revenue, but we're also not gonna have the expenses. But overall, like I said, we did anticipate, if you look at that, where we are through August, we're at about $1 million deficit. We did anticipate almost a $1.7 million deficit for the year. Right? All those previous years that we have generated significant excess, the thought was to take those excesses and put them back into our programs. So again, the loss is expected. It just may be a little bit greater than what we had anticipated, where we stand right now.
Okay, thank you.
Any questions?
Any questions for Greg? No? All right. Thanks, Greg. Sorry for the oversight. Now projects. Okay, so I think the first project that we have is IT Insights of Rochester, and we have a representative, Chris, here. But would you like to make comments first, or we should call it first?
Sure, I can just grab the
Sure,
project,
okay.
and you can call Chris
All right,
up.
perfect.
Thank you.
Okay.
IT Insights of Rochester is planning to relocate to and renovate 5,000 square feet of office space located at 339 East Avenue in the city of Rochester. IT Insights is a provider of managed IT services, and they're proposing a complete build-out, including setup and furnishing of offices, break room facilities, conference rooms, and cubicles to accommodate the addition of new positions. IT Insights plans to create 16 new FTEs in addition to its existing 11 FTEs. The $230,000 project is seeking a sales tax exemption through COMIDA's Small Business Sales Tax Exemption Program, and so the cost to benefit ratio is 8:31 to 1. Chris, you can come on up to the podium.
Hello. So we appreciate the opportunity and here to do this move. We're very excited about it. So we're pulling a list together and we've recently brought in a new sales representative who is so far building a very strong pipeline.
The growth, more than doubling the size of the firm, is kind of wonderful and astounding. Could you provide a little more color to it?
Sure. So currently we support about 1,600 endpoints in the area with our team. And we have, from when I started the application initially, we have unfortunately lost 1 or 2 people. But the pipeline that we've got built so far is nearly half of our endpoints that we currently manage. So even if we close half of them, I'm still looking to hire 1 to 2 more people in the almost immediate future. And then with several new lines of business that we're working on currently, we expect to branch into some new markets along with our new sales representative.
What do you define as an endpoint? Is that a computer terminal? Is that a separate
Computer,
business?
laptop,
Oh, okay.
system. And the general rule of thumb is about 400 endpoints per technician.
Got it. Awesome.
Who are you taking share from, or is your overall market growing? I mean, not who, but are you taking market share, or is the overall market growing?
A little bit of both. There's certainly opportunity to grow. Most of the clients that, or prospects that we've got currently don't have or use very little capacity with managed services. So they're just kind of looking to build more and really lock in their cybersecurity. That's really been a huge growth area for us.
Thank you.
Any more comments for Chris?
I have to ask, Sirianni,
Correct.
are you related to the coach of the Philadelphia Eagles?
If I was, I probably would not be standing here.
I had to ask that question.
Good answer.
He is from Buffalo, right?
Jamestown.
Oh, yeah, right, South
Oh,
Buffalo.
Yeah.
Awesome. Any more questions for Chris? There are none. So there was no public hearing for this project, correct?
No.
Okay. And so now, just a couple of questions that I have to ask you, if that's okay. Are you aware of our local labor policy?
Yes.
Okay. Do you anticipate any local labor exemptions at this time?
Nope.
Okay, and are you aware that any exemptions need to be requested 45 days in advance?
Yes.
Okay, great. The seeker process for this project has been completed, and so at this time, I will introduce a motion for an inducement and final resolution approving a sales tax exemption for IT Insights of Rochester. Norm?
Yes.
I'll second.
Oh, okay.
So
Great.
Truman made the motion.
Is this the vote or?
Oh, no, yeah, so the motion, I'm sorry, so
Yes.
Norm for the motion, Lisa seconds, and so now we'll take the vote. Norm?
Yes.
Okay, Brian?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Brett?
Yay.
Ray?
Just through the chair, full disclosure, they are one of our customers for the local, should I exempt for myself from this? We do use them.
Let's have you just abstain. We have sufficient votes.
We do use them exclusively for our IT.
So Ray will abstain.
Oh, they
I'm
do
not
my
opposed to it,
IT
just
too.
don't want to get any.
So I guess I have to abstain as well, but
You have
but that's four, and
We
so
have
I guess
to-
it passes.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Connor.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, great. So now we have project modifications. The first one is the Marketplace Mall pilot modification. There is no representative, and so I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you.
Okay, great.
The Marketplace Mall has requested that the agency amend the pilot agreement payment schedule with respect to the 2026 Town of Henrietta and Monroe County tax years and the 2025-2026 West Henrietta Central School District tax year for all of the parcels that comprise the site. The town and the school district have each granted their respective support of the agency and the Marketplace Mall to amend and modify the terms of the pilot agreement. With that, are there any questions?
Okay, so if there are none, we will introduce a motion to modify the pilot payment for the 2026 county and town tax year and the 2025 through 2026 school tax year.
So move it.
Norm, seconded by Rex. All in, now take the vote. Norm?
Yes.
Okay. Brian?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Brett?
Yay.
Ray?
Yay.
And Truman, yay. Motion passes. All right, great. Now we have executive director discussion items. The first is for Camp Good Days and special times for the Courage Bowl event, and this is a marketing request.
Thank you, Sherman.
Sure.
Annually, COMIDA, in the last several years has been, in support of the Camp Good Days and Special Times annual fundraiser, the Courage Bowl. This is a football game between St. John Fisher and SUNY Brockport annually. And we are glad to partner with James McCauley and welcome James to our meeting. This was budgeted for by the agency in the current budget year under our community development line. And this is an event that attracts many participants and employs a number of interns and is also a fundraiser for Camp Good Days. So I'll welcome James and ask him to share a few remarks.
Well, very simply, Camp Good Days has been in existence, as you know, since 1979. This particular game has been going on for the last 15, 16 years. It started with the University of Rochester. We've also included Alfred University, and we decided that Brockport was a perfect fit with St. John Fisher being on the east side of the county and Brockport being on the west. The most important part of this is that it affords kids who are dealing with cancer the opportunity to experience the college football atmosphere, to participate not just in the game meal, but we have young ladies who are participating in the cheering. We have young men who also participate as far as the coaching go, and they are on the sidelines. Just to give you a flavor for how much impact this has. And I hate to be morbid at this point, but we had an individual who succumbed to his cancer, and the only request he had is that he be buried in the jersey that he got from the team that was signed by all the players. I think that, you know, that's a perfect example of how much it means to the kids, regardless of the internship, regardless of the fact that it's a fundraiser, regardless of the fact that thousands and thousands of people attend. We try to impact the kids who are dealing with cancer.
That's amazing. Yeah. Any questions?
I'm sorry, just for clarity, this is a $10,000 support request. And again, it has been budgeted for, and yes, we'll welcome any questions from the board.
I just have to say, James, keep up the good work, keep up doing what you're doing for the community. It doesn't go unnoticed. You're a bright light, so thank you for what you do.
Thank you all for your continued support. We really appreciate it. We could not do it without you. Thank you so much.
How many people actually attend the game?
It's interesting
Is it well
because,
attended?
as you know, Brockport has a much bigger stadium. They
Sure.
can hold 14,000 people. When it's in Brockport, we have about 10 to 12,000 people.
Really?
At St. John Fisher, they hold about 6,000. We'll have at least 6,000 there.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, the Brockport game was held at night a couple years ago. It got a little out of hand, so now we don't hold it at night. We hold it during the afternoon hours.
That's amazing. Awesome. Okay, so any other questions? Not, I'll introduce a motion to authorize a payment of $10,000 to Camp Good Days and special times for marketing and supporting the 2025 Courage Bowl on October 5th. Seconded by Ray, moved by Norman, and so at this point we'll take the vote. Norm?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Brett?
Yay.
Ray?
Yay.
And Truman and T.A. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate
Thank you.
your time and attention.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. The second item is a marketing request for Genesee County Village and Museum for the agricultural fair. Awesome.
Thanks, Truman.
Sure.
we don't have anybody from the Genesee Country Village and Museum here with us today. This is another item that we budget for annually through community development. This is a $5,000 ask. Every year, the Genesee Country Village and Museum hosts an agricultural fair the first weekend of October. It's its 49th year this year, in fact. So I'm reading from its web page, celebrating the bountiful Western New York harvest as the museum shines in its finest fall colors. Enjoy livestock and cooking demonstrations, entertainment for the whole family, and browsing for unique finds at the market in the tradition of the country fairs of days gone by. The market is where our relationship comes into play here with the event. Through COMIDA's support, we make it possible for small and medium-sized businesses, agribusinesses, food and beverage businesses, many of which have worked with us on projects, whether they're microloan borrowers or they have received COMIDA or MCIDC benefits. Otherwise, we underwrite their ability to showcase their wares in the marketplace. And it's a fun annual event. Again, a $5,000 request that we have budgeted for.
Awesome. Any questions for Lisa? I'm sorry, Anna? Okay, none. I will introduce a motion to authorize a payment of $5,000 for marketing and supporting the farmers market tent at the Genesee County Village and Museum for the 2025 Agricultural Fair on October 4th through 5th, 2025.
Second. You said introduce a motion, so I'm assuming I'm seconding, is that how it works?
Oh, well, there is a motion, so.
I'm trying to.
Okay, well, I appreciate it. Well, seconded by Brian, so I guess we'll call the vote. Norm?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Okay, Lisa?
Yes.
Brett?
Yay.
Okay, Ray?
Yay.
Okay, Truman is a yay.
See, you know what's confusing? You guys got the name tags.
You think it's you?
That's over there.
Oh.
That's why.
That's the problem.
That's the issue.
That's the problem.
All right.
Have no idea, didn't even look. He was sitting here, I just sat, you know?
Yeah, I absolutely understand.
Truman, should we make it easier on you?
No, I don't think I called him Lisa. Did I call you Lisa?
No, you did not.
Okay.
You did not.
I know Brian.
You did good, you did
Okay,
good.
all right. All right, so moving on. So the next one is a support request for GRE, the Greater Rochester Enterprise.
Thanks, Truman, and I welcome Matt Hurlbut, the President and CEO of Greater Rochester Enterprise. For the last couple of years, COMIDA has joined our sister entity, MCIDC, in supporting Greater Rochester Enterprises business retention and expansion program, economic gardening. There's some detailed information about the program on pages 43 and 44 in your packet. It's a highly impactful program that works with medium and growth stage companies. And oftentimes these companies, they get the technical support through GRE, through economic gardening, and then they're ready to work with COMIDA and other partners on bigger and more impactful projects. So I'll welcome Matt up to the podium to share a little bit more about how progress in the last year and this ask. This is a $50,000 ask, and again, something that COMIDA has budgeted for.
Thank you, and thanks for your past support. It's interesting to note that IT Insights participated in the program in 2022, so it's a good example of the type of companies we work with. The program has been recognized by the International Economic Development Council, especially for retention and expansion. This helps companies identify new markets, find increased sales leads, drive revenue, and that's all about bringing revenue back to a community to help these companies expand. They're typically 10 to 99 employees, $1 to $50 million in revenue, account for about 15% of local firms, but 40% of the jobs. So, so far this year, we actually just enrolled another company. We've seen 24 companies served as well. Again, we're gathering data on some of the impacts, but we see companies like IT Insights who are growing, making investments, coming back typically to MCIDC and COMIDA to help expand and grow revenue and hire people, which is what we really want through the program. So some outstanding companies. The National Center for Economic Gardening that we work with is oftentimes very supportive of the quality of companies that we've got in the region, the work that they're doing, and the interesting markets that they're in. Everything from optics companies to IT, software, engineering, and some other really innovative companies that are growing and expanding. So we appreciate your support. Couldn't do it without you. And it's worth noting that this was a model for some of the supply chain work that was written into the Tech Hub proposal. Again, helping small companies grow, identify new markets, ideally pivoting if they can into some of these supply chain opportunities. And we've already seen some small companies in optics that are related to semiconductor and other medical device and leading technologies that are expanding as a result.
So Matt, are we sort of a lower cost, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but a lower cost research alternative to these small companies? Is that, do we?
Well, if you think about large companies have access to databases and data tools that small companies often do not. So it is that the capabilities to provide, there is a lot of list generation, but also search engine optimization, leveraging listening posts on social media, really helping small companies leverage some of the tools and capabilities that large companies are taking advantage of that they perhaps don't have the resources to do. So it's providing information, and then the ideal situation, like Anna said, is then connecting our staff, help companies connect to local resources to implement some of the information they get. So they get information, and then it's implementing that, improving their website, leveraging those social networks, identifying those markets, and then growing locally.
So there's a little bit of a consultancy in there from GRE?
Yeah, a bit. Our staff listen in and help connect to local resources. We may identify work in going to foreign markets, or just like the company that just left us, where there is an expansion, they're adding a new piece of equipment beyond identifying the new markets, or the new markets and sales lead to the need to put in a new printing press or something else. So it is part of the, I guess, economic development ecosystem, and this program helps them drive revenue, which then helps make that investment happen.
Sounds terrific. I'm ashamed I wasn't aware of it back when I was working.
It's okay. It's now you know. So, we have talked to it, but that's also the hard part is making companies aware of this. Oftentimes, companies are working on the business every day. So looking out at what's coming next and that's where we do a lot of outreach, in addition to our partners in Monroe County and the folks that are around the GRE table, our banking partners, accountants, engineers, and lawyers, trying to make sure that their clients are aware of this. It is provided for free, which sometimes, depending on who you are, then you've got to work through the challenge of, if it's free, do I really want to do that? And even the term economic gardening, sometimes we have to give them a little more information. It is about revenue generation, and sometimes we hear that term made people pay attention to it. Other times I've even taken meetings where they thought we were talking about a greenhouse. So, whatever we can do to get people's attention and help them identify those markets and grow is really what we've been striving to do. And again, it is a lot of outreach. We attend women, minority-owned business sessions, small business council meetings, and some of our industry associations, again, to try to stay in front of people and make them aware of the opportunity to leverage the program. And we've had some repeat customers too. So some that were with us back in 2012 or 14, who have now leveraged the program. They've come back as markets have changed and opportunities have changed, especially COVID. It's been a real good program to bounce back past COVID to try to get sales up. Or what we're hearing now, especially due to tariffs and some of the constraints on supply chains and markets, are from small companies that have a major customer, trying to make sure they have a more diverse customer opportunity in case something happens with that major buyer.
But once they're admitted into the program, like how long is the typical engagement?
Well, it's really based on the company. So you get about 30 hours of support, if you will, from the strategic research team and the experts, and it can take 4 to 6 weeks, and then it's a matter of what you're requesting. So the sales leads, the search engine optimization, to a large degree too, the capabilities of the company to put time into it. You kind of get out of it what you put into it. So having the CEO, certainly the sales organization, the marketing firm, and in some cases the operational people, to make sure you're leveraging all the capabilities and putting the time in, really helps you get more out of it. So a typical engagement is 4 to 6 weeks. It can be a little longer depending on how deep you get into it.
Got it. And they can come back like a year later to the extent that.
Yeah, we've entertained companies, even a couple of years out, they've come back because they learned something or things have changed, and they said, you know what, we understand better now what this is all about,
Right.
and we've become more sophisticated. And in some cases, a lot of our local firms, there's been some merger and acquisition activity from our local manufacturers, so they've picked up some capabilities now, and they want to leverage the program to identify those new markets as they move up the value chain for some larger sales.
That's awesome. Any more questions for Matt? No? Okay. If there are none, is there a motion to approve the execution and delivery of a contract with the Greater Rochester Enterprise for the Economic Gardening Program for 1 year up to $50,000?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, so we'll take the vote now. Norman?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Red?
Yay.
Ray?
I'm actually going to abstain again because we do sit on the Board of Investors, but I believe it's appropriate for everything.
Okay. So Ray abstains, and it's a yay for me as well. Matt, congratulations, it's a great program.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, next on the agenda, number 4, we have Monroe County annual update and budget request for Monroe County Upstate New York Apex Accelerators. Anna? Yeah.
Anna Boulay-Fitzsimmons is joining us virtually to deliver a very short presentation. Those of you who've been on the board for quite some time are probably well aware of the services of the Apex Accelerator, and you all learned recently of the expansion of our territory, and that's a reflection of the great work that Anna and her team perform. COMIDA is proud to host this program, and now we are extending into 13 counties throughout the upstate regions, and it actually is an identical footprint, geographic footprint to the Tech Hub, the New York Smart I-Corridor Tech Hub, which was awarded a grant through the Department of Commerce last year. So Anna is going to present on her progress and looking ahead, and her funding request. This is reflective of COMIDA's funding of the program is outpaced by the Department of Defense Office of Small Business Programs. There's a 15%, 85% share in reflection of parts of our region being defined as a distressed area. So I'm going to turn it over to Anna, and we'll run through some slides and then answer any questions that you guys might have.
Thank you, Anna. I hope you can hear me okay.
Yes. Yep, we can hear you.
Okay. And thank you to the board for having me here today, and I apologize for not being able to be there with you live. So as Anna said, we're going to move forward. I believe there are some handouts as well that you should have that reflect this slide deck.
Yep.
So we are actually one of currently now 92 centers nationwide, hosted by or program managed through, I should say, the Department of Defense Office of Small Business Programs. New York State has regional Apex Accelerator centers. There are statewide across the country, and then we also have our Native American Apex Accelerators. So whenever we're working or if a business comes to us that's owned by a Native American company, we would have to automatically refer them to our Native American Apex, which we work very closely with. This is the authorization of the program. Frankly, the program has been around since 1985, formerly known as the Procurement Technical Assistance Centers. And back in 2020, Congress moved us under the Pentagon to be managed under the DoD Office of Small Business Programs, and they rebranded us as the Apex Accelerator Programs. Apex is not an acronym. They consider us, among other things, the front door and pivotal to making sure small businesses are ready, capable, and able to do business with the government. These are some of those key areas that DoD has us working on, cultivating and sustaining the defense industrial base and the government industrial base. And what do they mean by government industrial base? They mean every other federal agency, state, and local businesses. So they consider everyone part of the pipeline to increase contractor readiness. Innovation is big. We're working very closely with our university systems and our innovation centers, such as NextCore and so forth, to support growth in some key technology areas. We work very closely to support cybersecurity awareness with our small businesses, in particular, a lot of our manufacturers right now, where DoD just issued new, well, the Federal Acquisition Regulations issued new requirements. So we're making sure that we're collaborating closely with DoD resources, and as you'll see in a minute, also local resources. And then, of course, there's awareness of foreign ownership, control, and interest. And then just helping to strengthen and supply this the chain of through different programs with the Department of Defense, where there's funding available to grow critical technology areas. This is a list of those critical technology areas. Really no surprise. Many of you are probably fully aware of this. There's also a link and a great roadmap into how they can get additional funds. So we work very closely with these agencies to make sure that there's not only awareness, but connection to those folks that are looking to expand and build in many different areas. And of course, microelectronics is a huge part of the equation and part of the DoD Commons. So how do we help? I like to break it down this way in terms of how we provide government contract counseling. There's the contracting assistance through the one-on-one counseling, the market strategy in terms of government capability statements, building a government marketing roadmap, and connecting them with the buyers, the right people, the training and networking that we offer is expansive, and through workshops, webinars, our government to business matchmakers, and other effective outreach that we plan. And when we're dealing with small businesses, and essentially we're going to sit down with them, we're going to assess their capabilities to do business with the government, assist them in what I like to say soup to nuts, federal, state, local registrations, certifications, again, that government capability statement, which is becoming more and more critical, identifying subcontracting opportunities as well as direct contracting opportunities, make sure that there's solicitations and bid preparations, whether it be for an RFP, RFQ, or small business innovation research or tech transfer contracts, whether those are responsive and, with the idea that we want them to succeed, and then post-award compliance. So, oh my gosh, I've won this award, now what do I do? There may be some clarifications that are needed on packaging and labeling. And while we're not a packaging and labeling specialist, we work very closely with the DoD segment that is, and making sure that they're connected appropriately. And then cybersecurity compliance, of course, is huge, as I mentioned previously. And we also provide upcoming notices for what we call our bid match service, and that's paid for through the budget that we have, and we provide that to all our active clients that are currently seeking and actively bidding. So then there's the other side of the equation. So, DoD has told all their contracting components, you shall work with your Apex Accelerator, which is fantastic. And so we work with all those small business professionals as well as with the small business folks at the large government prime level. So your Lockheeds, your BAEs, your, L3 Harris, of course, and Moog, and those are just some folks in the area. And we have developed some very strong relationships with them over the years, and even more so, where we're bringing in, folks from the Air Force, folks from the DoD Innovation. We're bringing in Navy, we're bringing in the Army, we're bringing down Fort Drum. So we're bringing all these folks to our region, in particular here in Rochester is really the center, and helping them support the gaps in small business participation that they maybe have, whether it's women-owned, Hub Zone, 8A, or service disabled veteran, and helping them in those areas as well. This is just the from the Department of Defense Office of Small Business Transition Report that they presented to Congress. They have a new report that they will be releasing at some point, hopefully this fall. And once we have that, we'll certainly share it with you all. So nationwide, we have a huge impact, as you can see, on the folks that we're assisting, as we are the boots on the ground, as they call us. And again, our goal is to get our businesses, our innovative businesses, our diverse businesses winning contracts. And this is the territory map for our areas. Anna was mentioning we now cover the 13 counties. These are the 4 centers that cover New York State in particular. The Native American Center that covers New York State actually covers the whole Eastern Seaboard, plus more. So you can see the 13 counties. So any business that's headquartered in this area, we will work with. However, we work with large primes and agencies throughout the country in order to, I like to say, shine the spotlight on what we're doing here in Monroe County. Some statistics. This is from our most recent closeout for our fiscal year, 2024. We're currently in 2025, and what I'll be requesting will be for 2026. So we're kind of in 3 years at once. It's that wonderful time of year. So we kind of had a gangbuster year. DoD has increased our metrics, and we really did a lot of training events last year, whether we hosted them, co-hosted them, or you know, a table than attended. So we did 45 of them last fiscal year, reaching out to 4,887 attendees. And had a strange anomaly for our total awards, and really not so strange. You know, again, due to we used to have 3 metrics under when we were managed by Defense Logistics Agency, and now under you know, the Office of Small Business Management at DoD, we have 33 metrics that were collected, and we're also charged to work very closely with our large prime contractors and to help them support those small business goals. While we always have, we've done some very targeted events last year with L3 Harris and with Lockheed Martin and with Moog. So, you know, and we're talking about like working with them, with their buyers nationwide, and making increased referrals. And as we're starting to track those referrals and starting to track what those large buyers are looking for in terms of support, we're able to increase that. So this is kind of hasn't been released yet by the DoD, but they're going to be releasing it. We were chosen as the #1 success story nationwide, and that's Circle Optics. Some of you may be familiar with. So you're going to be hearing more about that once they complete the video. They're going to be doing a video to share with stakeholders. We'll make sure you get a link to that. Let's see, and then we have Prism, which is another local small business that during the Valley of Death, when nobody was getting any money in May of 2025, they were awarded a $1.25 million innovation contract to support, you know, some great composites that they make. And both of these are minority-owned companies, by the way. So we're very proud of that. We're working very closely with Monroe Community College, with their College of Professional Development, to support cybersecurity, and we are able to support in particular our Monroe County businesses that are attending these through, and we're able to support that at no charge to them. So we've also partnered with RTMA to expand this partnership. I believe I shared last time I spoke with you about the upstate New York, or excuse me, the DOD Northeast Regional Council. We had the folks from our tech hub present, and we've already are moving forward on many different areas with them. October 22nd, we are hosting a webinar, so everybody's learning more about the key components of the tech hub and how to participate. Great list of our upcoming events here. October just kind of really ba-boomed on us, so we've got a lot going on that we're very excited about, and a lot of good information, and some events that we'll be tabling and walking through to make sure that we continue to expand our outreach. So this is kind of a breakdown of the budget, and we're looking at for 2026. Our analysis has indicated that the full area of full 13 counties will be considered distressed per the DoD analysis. That means, again, 85% match to 15% COMIDA. And so what we're requesting is a match not to exceed $145,000 for the Apex Accelerator, which is a level funding that we requested last year. And we've done, I think, we've been very diligent with that. We are just in the process. They've just let the contract for our renewal. It's nobody else in the next 4 years, because we're already in year 1 of the 5. Nobody else in the next 4 years can go after any of our territories. So we're expanding our relationships with throughout the corridor, and working very closely with the Tech Hub, and continuing to expand diverse business participation throughout it as well. And with that, I thank you very, very much for your continued support, and if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Thank you, Anna.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Seems like an incredibly successful program. And going back to slide number 11, for 2024, total awards value, I just want to make sure I'm reading that correct. Is that $3.5 billion?
Billion.
You know, I would just leave with that, and you would get, you would have got yes along the time, but that's incredible.
I know. Thank you so much. And you know, every now and then you get these years where we have some really successful awardees, in addition to the large primes that we're assisting with their small business goals, that are winning 5-year contracts, and you see these great anomalous bumps, but we are thrilled about it. It's very shocking to us too. Thank you.
Anna, with the current environment at the federal level from a budgetary standpoint, and in particular the DoD budget, does this money, this comes from the DoD budget, and that's a question, and then secondly, if it does, are there any early indications of parameters changing in the program in any material way, or anything that concerns you?
Thank you for those questions. So our funds are actually congressionally enacted through the National Defense Authorization Act. And so Congress, the DoD has a set level funding for decades now at about 25 million, and Congress pluses us up. The House the House Appropriations Committee has already set the budget at 70 million for the Apex accelerators. And now the Senate has set it, while the Senate has set it lower, we're hoping that, and you know, and typically they have, we're hoping that the Senate will cede to the House, and if they go with the 70 million, that will be a $15 million increase nationwide. In addition to that, they are looking to provide DoD Office of Small Business Programs with an additional 70 million for their programs like their Mentor Protege and APEX, as well as Project Spectrum, which provides free cybersecurity support to be divided out in 5 years to all those programs. So we do have strong support, and we are extremely hopeful that this will go through.
Are there geographic, is there the ability for the DoD to make geographic decisions? I don't want to take this too far, that they feel are important to the future of their particular party?
So I get the question. At one point, they had talked about setting up like hubs and things of that nature. So they were very excited to see that we had aligned with the Tech Hub corridor, and I think that bodes very well for us. Not even in not just the short term, but in the future as well. And in particular, as microelectronics is a key component for not just commerce but defense as well. So they look at our performance is really what they're looking at, and we've received a very well. We've been rated very well through the DoD with our performance, in the fact that they even considered expanding us because we're probably one of maybe two centers that whose territory was expanded by them. They typically don't do that.
And I think also to address your question, Brian, cause I understand what you're getting at also. Despite cutbacks across the board with many other programs, there's, I think, a shared goal, at the federal level to, shore up the defense industrial base domestically. So to the extent that everybody's goal remains the same to bolster domestic manufacturing to serve the defense industrial base, I don't think anyone has an appetite to pull resources away from Apex. Particularly, you know, if you look at our region too with L3 Harris, and now we're Lockheed Martin's territory. Yes. So I don't see that as being in the cards, you know, but there's always that existential
Right.
possibility, yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Anna, for clarifying that. Yes.
Are these contracts like primarily long-term, repeatable manufacturing business, or are they, you know, just annual contracts?
These are across the board. We service every sector. There's a lot of construction contracts in there as well as service and IT.
Okay. Got it. It's amazing.
I'm sorry?
Truman just said it's amazing.
Yes.
You're amazing,
Oh,
Anna.
Any more questions for Anna? Okay, there are none. Is there a motion to approve funding in the amount not to exceed $145,000 for fiscal year 2026 through 2027? Brett? Seconded by Ray. Now we will take the votes. Norm?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Brett?
Yay.
Ray?
Yay.
It's a yay for me. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Sincerely appreciate you all very much. And if you ever have any other questions, and you're all welcome to also attend some of our events and training sessions. We'd love to have it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
And we're glad too, the Apex Accelerator offices are actually right here in the Ann Elber, Monroe County Business Center, so, one-stop shopping.
$3 billion, and that's for companies located here, well, in all those regions, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Do you know, how many companies do you know, like for?
That have been impacted by her, in the last year, by the program?
No.
We're talking, I think, in the hundreds. Number of awards in '24 was 45,575 actual individual contracts. So, very impressive.
Incredible. Okay, moving on, now the dashboard. Sure.
So, pretty consistent, with last year in terms of project volume so far, although the total capital investments, is quite a bit reduced from last year. If you compare year-to-date total company investments to the prior year end, that's a little over 80% delta. And so that relates back to fees for projects. So we are, year-to-date, we've collected a little over $150,000 for project fees, and we have about $863,000 outstanding in project fee revenue. So, and again, that the total company investments our fees are our percentage of the project, values. So our expectations around fee collection this year will be a little bit less than last year. And bringing it back to Greg's remarks earlier, we'll expect to collect the lion's share of that fee revenue, before the year is out in the next handful of months. And other than that, there's not really much here to opine about. Are there any questions about our dashboard for this month?
Will bicycle fall in this year's fiscal?
That's a good question.
They're all paid. Why is it
They're all
Oh, it's all
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
so that pilot, transfers with the pilot as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had paid up prior to the project going on pause back in 2023. So, and we're still waiting to hear from the new entity, about the size and scope of their plans for the
Yeah,
Greece site.
the reason I asked this is initially, I don't know what those numbers were based on initial pilot, but that more phased-in approach was cutting down that monetary gain considerably, where it was gonna be, that project, that full expectation is upwards of well over $1 million, be much bigger than Fairlife. So,
Right, right.
and if they come back full tilt, as they suggested that they will, hopefully that, maybe not to this year's fiscal year, but offset the cost for next year.
Right, we're still waiting to hear from them about those plans, and recently the company leadership did meet with county leadership also, just to, a goodwill gesture to go over what COMIDA had last month approved, and so we'll keep this board informed as we learn more from Glencore.
Great project, so hopefully come back full tilt.
We're cautiously optimistic.
Mega project in the books.
Yeah, right. So,
Great.
Any more questions? Ron? Okay, moving on, now we have the election of officers and committees.
Thank you, Truman. As you all know, as we sit in the Ann L. Bird Monroe County Business Center, with former Chair Bird's departure it was in August, yes, it was last month. Sorry, I'm losing track of time. We are in need of a chair. Truman Tolfree has been our vice chair for some time now. It's been a number of months. And I would like to put it out there for this board to appoint Truman as the chair, effective after the close of this meeting. And I would also like to propose that Norman Jones serve in the capacity of vice chair, with Truman elevating to the position of chair. We do still have one vacancy, which we're waiting to hear from the Monroe County Legislature on next steps for that. So I am seeking, if there's deliberation, I'd love to welcome questions and comments, and we'll seek a motion as well. Thank you, Rep.
Second.
Oh, Rep, that was a motion, I'm sorry, it was a question. Thank you, Rep, for your motion. And a second from Ray, and we can collect a roll call vote.
Should I do the roll call? Brian?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Do we vote?
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Oh, okay. Norm?
Yes.
Okay. Ray?
Great.
Ray? And Ray?
Yeah.
Ray and Ray. Okay. And Truman, yes.
Thank you. You accept the challenge.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you, Chair
Very good.
Tolfree
Thank
and
you.
Vice Chair Jones. We appreciate it, and thank you all for voting. There's also a need for some, we have vacancies on a couple of our committees, and Brian, you joined the board a couple of months ago and bring a wealth of knowledge and expertise, and we'd love to welcome, and I'm inviting a motion in a second also to welcome Brian to the Compliance Committee, which is very important, and Chair Tolfree to our Finance and Audit Committees. So the motion that I'm seeking to be placed on the table is to appoint Brian Hickey to Compliance and Truman Tolfree to Finance and Audit Committees.
Motion.
Second.
Brian?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
It's a yes for me. Norm?
Yes.
Ray?
Yeah.
Ray.
Days all around. Thank you. We haven't, it's obviously since 2016, we've not had to entertain a conversation about appointing a chair. So I didn't quite know the choreography around all of that, but thank you for bearing with me. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you. And thank you. So, let's see. So now we have, moving on, item J, chair discussion items.
That would be you.
Well, do you guys all like receiving this paper every single month?
Oh.
No?
Well done.
You don't have to mail it to me.
No?
anyways.
How would you guys like to get, I don't know, can we get iPads?
Yes, you can get whatever you want.
Okay, would you all
As
like
long
to
as we
have,
don't have to print every month.
would you like to have iPads so we won't have to get packets of these every month?
Oh, that, or you could send in like a digital version.
Yeah, or you can get an iPad.
Or,
I would think,
I'll
go with the chair. Do you like this? I have so much paper at home.
yeah,
I
yeah.
know,
it kills
it's
lot
a
of
shame to
pages.
throw it away, and I
Yeah.
just look at it and I'm like, what do you do with it now?
I save them, but
Yeah,
start to stick
but
up.
it's,
Yeah.
if it's on the iPad, that's what we did when I was on Henry Ford, it was so lovely.
Yeah,
Everything was there.
No sites.
not
I don't know what.
I've been getting
I got it
this,
in my
so
office.
I've been looking at it, but, I don't have a laptop, so as long as the formatting, if it comes in a format that's easy, as easy as this to read on the iPad, I'm fine.
We'll give you an iPad.
Yeah, you need a pen to make notes on it and everything.
No, we'll
get
get
you
an
all set up.
iPad. I think.
I like
You
that.
would give me an iPad?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
expensive.
COMIDA
We'll
would,
issue one
Issue
to every
an
board
iPad.
member.
But
Yep.
do you know how much this costs
A lot.
to
Well, I'm
produce and
against
to deliver?
paper.
Well,
My
and
point
then
is
deliver,
simply,
and
And
deliver.
deliver.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
deliver.
Read it.
Yeah.
the form,
Right.
yeah, that's all.
Actually, it's simpler
I get
because
it.
I
That's
don't
what
go
we
to
say.
my office that much
All the
anymore.
time.
I have my own office, so it goes to my office.
We can run a
and-
secret process on saving,
Yes.
saving paper.
Oh, right, right.
It's good to know this is how the town of Henrietta does it, and I'm curious, Norman, you sit on a number of other public bodies,
Yeah.
you,
Oh, I don't get this.
okay, okay, okay.
I don't get it. I mean, it's,
Yeah.
I have stacks of paper like this from you guys, and my wife yells at me.
Sorry about that, to your wife.
I do put it in my recycle bin.
I'm worried about putting it in my recycle bin because some of the information I think is kind of.
True.
But this is all open.
Right, it's open meeting,
So,
so.
so,
Yeah, anyone can go online and download.
so,
I have to
but.
go.
I
Except
have-
for some of the items that we received, not all of the items.
Right.
Lisa, thank you.
I'm sorry.
So Lisa does convey her support for the iPad.
Yes, I convey my support, I'm sorry, I've got a 2:00 and 3 quarters.
Thank you. Drive safe.
Thank
Take care.
you.
We'll see you in October. So yes, that's a great idea, and I think staff is very open to that. It would save us several
That's,
steps
sure, yes.
each month
Yeah.
in mailing, printing, et cetera, et cetera.
All right, great.
I'm all for it.
Very good.
All right, I will make that happen for next month's board meeting.
Perfect.
Next month's board meeting, I will not be here.
Okay,
Yeah, I will be on vacation.
okay, thank you. So if we do not have our vacancy filled by October, that just means we'll have, 5. Hopefully, if everybody else can attend, we'll have 5.
4
in
person.
Yeah. I can do, I don't know, I'll be there.
You just be on vacation.
You sure?
Yeah.
Thank you, Rachel.
I mean, not that I get to be given the permission.
No, Rachel, it's not.
Thank you.
Okay, and nothing else, I guess the meeting is adjourned.
Motion to adjourn.
The motion is.
Motion to adjourn the meeting?
Second.
All right,
All in favor?
all right, motion.